Hello guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about the middlewares and what are these middleware do, what are different type of middlewares we use. So let's begin. So what is a middleware? Middleware each refers to a function that have access to my request and response object and to my next function. What it can do, it can modify my request and the request response cycle, and even it can call to my next function. Example, from my browser, I made a request. It should be directly go to my endpoint. But what this middleware does, it comes in middle. It can access my request response, modify them, and then only it calls, or it can halt in between and end my cycle. And as soon as it passes from here, it can navigate to my next function and it can return my response. Let's see in action. Okay, so here is the basic example of a HTTP server, and here we have get and sum. If I want to implement a middleware in it, for example a logger, I want to log everything, so I can create a function named logger and copy this name like logger. I can copy here and I just place it between over here, or I just have to copy it's over here. And now what will we do? As soon as I will call any of my endpoints, it will be start logging in my console. Okay, so let's see in demo. Okay, so here is the get response. As soon as I refresh, it should be get logged in my VS Code in the console. So as you can see, it is accessing my request, and it is accessing from there my URL, timestamp, and method, and it is pasting over here. A easy way to write, instead of writing the logger every time over here, we can do something like this. We can write app.use and call over here my function, so it will be automatically inject this logger all of the endpoints below this. Okay, so next thing is about, we will going to learn what are the common types of middleware in this express. We can also say the express is a kind of chain of middleware. So next example is express.json. This is already written, like we can import our express, we can import our different files and all. So here also we can import the middleware like express.json. What it does, it converts our every response into the JSON format. For example, here I have my get request, uh, post request. Okay, so what happened, for now I will be just blocking my this, and let's see in action. So just I will send my request and see what's the request is coming over here. 500 internal server cannot read the properties, cannot define it. Even though I had written everything very much clearly that it is my request, response, body, everything, but it is not able to read because it is not in the JSON format. So what I have to do, just enable this functionality, again run this, and now this time it will give me response of my answer. So this is what we can use the custom made already written the middlewares too. We do not need to write it again and again. And another same kind of important middleware is course. So what this course does, so let's see about course in detail. So course is stands for the cross origin resource sharing. For example, here is my front end and backend deployed onto different servers. My front end asks for some information from my backend, but my backend should allow only to my front end, not to any other. Example, here is the server of hdfc.com. From my front end, if I ask from the HDFC and it returns me the response of the data, so it kind of blender. I can access the data from here and do any manipulation. So here they will be implement codes. They will be only providing this data of the HDFC if they call this data from the HDFC front end only, not to someone else. Similarly, here is the API for satyamyadav.com. So I will be only passing this to the actual backend or the front end of the Satyam. This will be allowed course, not to anyone else. We can see also over here in the code, like here is my index.html and here is my learn HTTP. So here in the course, I have to define my endpoint. So this is the only specific endpoint I have to give the response. Else, if anyone else try to access it, don't give the entry. So through this, I can secure my data. And in Node.js, it runs by default. We do not need to apply it. It runs by default, but we can mention these are the endpoints are over here. We have to explicitly disallow them or allow them. If I just put it like this, so it will be allow every website.